The previous class we studied about the automotive engines. In the experiment 2 of Foundation in Automobile Technology, we study the fuel injection system of automatic engines. So this is your left seat. First we study about carburetor. This carburetor widely used for the gasoline, that means the petrol engines. So there is some parts in the carburetor. I think this is not clear, so I explain this carburetor, the construction, in a different slide. So this is, so now I explain by theoretically. You can see this is a construction of the carburetor. This is the choke and this is the throttle valve, and this here the cross section is reduced by using the venturi. This part is called venturi, and this is the reserve tank. Here the fuel is served. So first we start. The air filter is located this side, so the air comes from air filter. So here there is a valve that's called choke valve. We have to rotate the choke valve until like this. And that throttle valve also as same as the choke valve. Here we can see this normally these type of carburetors normally working under Bernoulli's law. First we just see about that Bernoulli's law. I didn't explain clearly because you already studied in your school time. So normally because of this energy balance, finally we got here their cross section area is small, this is high. So according to that, in this small area the velocity of the fluid is high, and the big cross section area the velocity is low. So from this equation is derived. That means if the cross section is in a less cross section, the velocity of fluid is high. At the same time, the pressure is low. So slightly we can see if the cross section is reduced, that area the pressure also reduced. So here we can see this is the atmosphere pressure, that's called P1. Here that area cross section is reduced by this formation of the venturi. So here the call that P2 pressure is less than the P1, which is atmosphere pressure. And here also a capillary pipe connected here in the tank, so to maintain this tank pressure as the atmosphere pressure. So here both are same atmosphere pressure. So when the air comes through this space, when air arrives this area, the speed of the velocity of the air is it's increased because of this cross section. So there is a sudden pressure of we can see in this area. So now we can know the P1 pressure is atmosphere, that is bigger than the P2. Okay, so there is a pressure difference between P1 and P2. So the fuel automatically come to this area from the high pressure to low pressure. So this is the function of this Bernoulli's law, that all carburetors mostly work under this condition. And here we can see there is a floater. It is floating on the fuel. When the fuel is increased like this, the floater is also moving upwards. So this time there is no connection here. Here is a pivot point. When this come to this position, this connection is accomplished. If it is go to upside, there is no connection between this pipe and that floater. So if the fuel level is reduced, the floater is come downwards, so that connection also complete. So the fuel is come through like this. Then we can see a throttle valve. This is actually straight, it is indirectly connected to the accelerator. When the accelerator is, we press the accelerator pedal highly, the throttle valve is moving like this. In the final condition, this area is fully closed by this throttle valve. So when the choke is open, okay, you think the condition is when the choke is open like this, the air is come like, so there is a pressure difference, so the fuel also come like this. So the fuel is come like this, is connect, so it is connect with the air. Okay, then the air fuel mixture is, this air fuel mixture is come through this throttle valve. So according to the speed, the throttle valve also, when high speed, the throttle valve is fully open. So this mixture is going through like this. So when the vehicle is start, the throttle valve, normally its throttle valve is closed in the ideal condition. So what is ideal condition? That means you start a vehicle without any loading or any acceleration. That means without motion, the vehicle is just you start and the engine is begin to working, because there is any motions in the vehicle. That's called ideal conditions. So that ideal condition, there is no need much fuel mixture, so that the throttle valve is fully closed. When you start to press the accelerator pedal, this begin to open like this. Okay, so according to the intake air, the pressure also varies. So that according to the accelerator pedal, this throttle valve also changed. So this fuel intake and the throttle valve is according to that conditions. So there is a separate choke valve here. Why this choke used? In the morning or in the cold time, this vehicle's engine also getting very cold. So it need take some extra fuel to start the engine. So that time we have automatic manually we can adjust the choke valve. When we rotate or push the choke lever in our vehicle, this normally this choke is normally open. When we push the choke lever, we start to close this area. At the final end, this choke is fully closed. So that time what happened? So there is no air intake. Okay, there are no or less air intake. So here there is a cavity. That means there is a space without air. So that time also we can get a pressure difference. So that time there is no air, so the pressure is very low. So because of this pressure difference, that time also much fuel come from this capillary tube. That is that pressure difference is very low because of the absence of the air. So that time also the fuel comes like this, but here there is no air, it's a less air. So we can get the mixture with the rich fuel mixture. So the cold time, the other problem is the cold time you can the fuel normally in the cold time we can the fuel can only the liquid type because there is no vapor. That means in the temperature, in the hot temperature, the fuel getting the evaporate. So that time in when the temperature we can get very fine spray because of the vapors, fuel vapors, because the fuel is mixed with the vapors. But in the cold time the fuel is only physically it has fully liquid. So that time when we pressing the choke, there are some much more fuel come like this. So that's why that automotive manufacturer tell, when we start a vehicle with choke but don't go continuously with the choke, that means there are some fuel wastage, because this give the fuel for engine starting. So after two cycles or 2 minutes ride, we have to settle that choke the starting position. Okay. Here some of our automobile they have two ventures. That means this is a primary venturi, this is the secondary venturi. Here also that cross section is reduce more than the primary, so we can get a very extreme pressure difference. So the efficiency, fuel running efficiency also we can get high. So now we see animation. So this is the air filter. Here the choke. Here so here is the throttle valve. So we can see the another condition here, because this type of tube is we can normally call idle tube, because there are two conditions. First, if the vehicle start to move, the air is working through this space. So when the vehicle is starting in only the starting condition, that means idling condition, we don't need the much air or fuel. So that time this type of carburetor use this ideal tube. Okay, so that time when we start the vehicle, the air is come through this small pipe that time that fuel also come and mix with this, and air fuel mixture come to like this, and it is drop in the main manifold after this throttle valve. So the throttle valve is not linked with this line. This air mixer is fall after this throttle valve. So there is a screw. This is we call ideal screw. We can see in the bikes and the automotive vehicles. So we can adjust the air mixer here. This is a tab. There is a needle. That means there is a needle. There is a rotating screw. We can adjust this needle from downward, from upwards to downwards, or downwards to upwards. We can change the mixer level. Okay. Then, okay, now this is working when the vehicle is starting without motion. So this is working like this condition. After we start putting a gear, or the vehicle is start to move. So that time, this area also. So because how it is achieved? Because in the normal condition, I already told, this throttle valve is fully closed. So there is no air mixture come through this line. So only the air fuel mixture use this line. After we start a vehicle with motion, this throttle valve is start to open. So that time there is a way the mixture is come through this way. So you can see here, I already told there is a float, the float chamber. The fuel is come from the tank. So this is a choke valve, this is a venturi. So you can see the fuel when the level is decreased. So this valve is open. So this fuel come to this chamber. When the fuel level is high, this is closed by this valve. Okay. This is the work for this float arrangement. First, that's a normal condition with when acceleration. The air come like this, okay. So there get a pressure difference. So the fuel come from this tank to this venturi. So the air fuel mixer is mixed. Then is going through this throttle valve. This is a running condition. Now you can see this is ideal condition. That time is flow. Wait. Now it's ideal condition. So this fully closed. Those when the air come through like this. This is the ideal air fuel mixture. So now the running condition, that's both line are working, this main line and that bypass line. When choke is closed, about to close, so there is a less air come. So there is a pressure difference, though So that time that much fuel intake is happening. So here we can get the rich fuel mixture. So this is the work of this choke valve, more fuel and rich air fuel mixture. Okay. So now we can see the another carburetor. This is called the constant velocity carburetor. This is mostly used the diaphragm. So we can see first, this is the float. So this is a fuel valve. This is same as that choke valve carburetor. So there is two needles. That is, here there is a jet needle. We can use here there is a piston, and this area calls the diaphragm. So this type of carburetor widely use the diaphragm, and there is a spring. Here is the Eisman screw. So normally in the ideal condition, air is come through this ideal tube, and fuel come to like this, and both are mixed with here and come to outside after the throttle valve. Okay. So that time, okay, there is a Eisman screw. Here we can only control the fuel level. Okay, this is the Eisman screw. So this is a ideal condition. So the throttle valve is fully closed. So next, see if the throttle valve is open, what will happen? Okay. So that throttle valve is start to open. So there is a space. So the atmosphere air, that's atmosphere air come through this line. Okay. So when this air is when the air is released, so there is a lot of air here. That is released through this way. So there is a pressure difference here. The pressure is less now because the air is depart from this area. So there is a pressure difference here. So that piston, this diaphragm, and with the piston set start to move like this. Okay, this works. So as you can see, it start to move like this. That time this main way is open. Okay, so that main fuel is come to this main jet. Okay, this fuel is come to mix with this main jet. Okay, when this is closed, this path also closed. So this diaphragm is arrived the starting point. So we can see here this type of carburetor, diaphragm carburetor, there is no choke valve. That means it's like a butterfly valve. There is no choke valve. So how the choke function is achieved? There is a separate tube, the choke. So this is connect with this reservoir. This is a thread. This is connect with the choke lever. When we open the choke lever, there is a separate line. The fuel is come through this line, and this fold after the throttle valve like this, the ideal. So there is no butterfly valves, which is controlled with this screw and this separate pipe. So now this choke valve is closed, so the fuel is come through this. Now this is the ideal condition. You can see that clearly how this fuel is come to this reservoir. Now we can adjust the ideal screw. Now the throttle is closed, so this diagram also closed. So this is the function of diagram carburetor. So next these are the explanation and details of the carburetor. So these are the things you can see in the left sheet. So next we go to diesel fuel injection. So you can see in the diesel engine there is an absence of carburetor. Instead of, we can use the injectors. So this is the injectors. So we can see this is the injection pump. Okay, there is a feeding pump. It is in the injecting pump. This feeding pump pull the fuel from the fuel tank. So these days this is a mechanical pump, actually this feeding pump. These days the vehicles use the electrical pumps that's fixed into the fuel tank. So the fuel come from this fuel tank and go to feeding pump, and the feeding pump send the fuel to the fuel filter. So the fuel, what is the function of this fuel filter? It's clean and purify the particles or dust or anything from the fuel. Okay. So after this cleaning process, okay, the fuel is sent to this injection pump. Okay, then the fuel is supplied with high pressure to injector. Okay, so there is a return line that returns from the remains or the more fuel is returned to this return line. Then there are some fuels also sometimes the increased fuel or that's remains fuel return from this injector through this line. So this line is, so this is the return line. Okay. So we can see the construction of the diesel pump. Okay. So this is the pump drive wheel. This is same as the valve. That means this pump is connect with the cam shaft. Here this is connect with the cam shaft. Okay. Some of the pumps indirectly connect with the crankshaft. So here there is a plunger unit. I think it is better to I explain with the video. First, what is the function and what is plunger? Because this work with that plunger. So what is the difference between the plunger and piston? Normally piston is come to, that is piston is width is higher than higher than the plunger. Plunger is normally come to like this. That's very slim. But both are same, but the appearance is different. Piston is, the width is high, but plunger is like very slim. So here, this is the plunger. Okay, so this is connect with the shaft, the crank or something. So there is a connecting lever. So what happened? So there is a cavity here. So there is a two valves. One is intake, one is out. So this is spring. Okay, this is spring. This is also spring. So what will happen if the plunger is if the wheel is rotated like this? The plunger is moving upwards and downwards. When upwards, there is a force or pressure applied this direction. So okay, so this valve is touch with this area. So this valve cannot move thiswards. Okay, but here there is this resistance is high. This valve can move this side. Okay, because this valve cannot move this direction because it touched this area. So this can move this direction. So when the piston is come to this way, only this valve move. That means the valve is moved like this. So there is a space. So the fuel move to this area. Okay. When the plunger is returned this way, what will happen? This valve cannot move. Okay. That time this valve can move because there is a space to move. That time this is intake, this is outlet. So this outlet, the valve is come like this. This outlet valve is open. So the fuel is come like this. So you can see the animation. This is the actual work of plunger type unit. Okay, clearly explain. Right. Okay. This move to this side. There is a space, so the fuel move through this space. So when this fuel is got plunger is got downwards, so we can get gas space here. So that time this port is working. So this type of plunger can control two types of movement. Okay. Now we see the video of this pump. We can see, okay. Here is connect with the camshaft. So there is a lobe. You can see this is same as the valves, okay. So when it is rotate, the lobes also rotate. When this lobe touch this area, this plunger unit is move thisward. When this lobe is touch here, that time this plunger is move upwards. Okay. So there is a lever that's also connect with this rotation direction. So according to that, the lever is move thisward and thisward. Okay. That time here there's open this also changed. Okay, you can see clearly in the video, then I explain. So when this move, you can see when it's touch here, that plunger is move. This is the plunger set. The plunger is move upwards. Okay, that time you can see here. Wait, I will show. You can see here. So that time the fuel is open. So the lever is also working. So the main fuel is come to like this. When this is open, okay, when this is open, because of this lever, the fuel is come to the all are same time open. This also same time connect. The lever is connect with this all plungers. So when this path is open, the fuel is going to this area and fill with this all plungers. Okay. So the fuel. So that time the fuel is come. This is a cut model of this first plunger. The all are same like this. Okay. When this open, so when it's open, all are open the same time. The fuel is filled with this line. Okay. So that same time there are six plungers. Fuel is. That means there is connect with the 6 injectors. So this line is fuel is accomplished by this opening for a while. So before we can see so when the fuel is filled after this is puts this plunger is. You can see this here. Okay, here you can see when this lever is working, this is rotate. This is rotate like this. This shaft is. That time there is an opening. Here when the plunger is working, this part is move upwards and downwards. So when the plunger move, the fuel is here. The fuel is filled with here. This is moved upwards and connect with this compound. So the fuel, the path of the fuel is accomplished by this line and fuel is going. When this touch to move, you can see when I play the video, you can see here. So it's moved to is connect with here. So that fuel is come to like this. Okay. So this is the function of the injector. These 6 plungers connect with the 6 injectors. So this is the firing order of this injector. That is depend on the rotation of the camshaft, because that is connect with the camshaft. Okay, this is the camshaft. The rotation of this camshaft, this plunger also move like this. So then we can see. So I explain here. This is a camshaft. Explain. This is a plunger unit. So this is the connection for the injectors. Okay. Then we can see here there is a shut-off solenoid. What is this? You just think, okay, when you push the vehicle without engine start. So I told this camshaft is rotate. When the camshaft is rotate, this give the fuel to injector. So you just move the vehicle without engine start. What will happen? That time also this camshaft is rotate. So the camshaft is rotate. There is no working of condition of engine that time. So but the fuel is supplied by this pump. So to stop that fuel wastage or that function, we normally use this shut-off solenoid. What is shut-off solenoid? Just we see a photo. Here this is electrical lever. Okay, you can see this is the yellow color is coil winding. So this is inlet port, outlet port. There is a plunger or piston here. Now this piston is closed this path. Okay, this piston is moved upwards. So there is a cavity. So this fuel is come to like this. That time this way is open. So how this type of a function happening? So when this by this electrical current, this coil winding is energized. Okay, these two coil windings is energized. That time that plunger is induced by these two windings or attracted by these windings. Okay, by the magnetic field, this is attract. So this tend to move thiswards. Okay, so this is tend to move like this. So this way is open, the fuel come to like this. So this type of technology we can use any area. For an example, there is a, I show that. So in the picture, then how the solenoid valve is working like this. For example, here is shut-off solenoid. Okay, so you just think, there is a wire coil winding. Here there is a plunger. Okay. Normally the plunger is come like this. Okay. Right. This is winding. Okay. Normally this plunger is like this. Okay. This is connect with this lever. Okay. There is a lever that's connect with like this. Okay. So there is now the fuel port is open. Okay. So when this shut-off solenoid is energized, what will happen? This plunger is moved thiswards. So this lever also move like this. So that time this supply port will closed because of this movement. Okay. This type of technology used here to avoid the fuel supply when the engine is in not starting working conditions. Okay. So here the thermostat value is mostly related with this cooling system. So I teach the thermostat in the cooling system experiment. So what is this? This is another thing. This is called barometric cell. So this is connect with this. This is like a filter. This is connect with the atmosphere pressure. Okay. that is atmosphere pressure. So now you can see when this injection pump is supply the fuel with very high because this is obtained the high pressure, okay, to supply the fuel to injector. So now you can see when the starting pressure is 0, okay, the supply fuel is for an example 100 psi for an example, okay. So the pump need to work to achieve this 100 psi from 0 psi, okay, because there is no pressure. But this type of barometric cell connect with this atmosphere pressure to inside the pump. So now what is happened? Instead of this atmosphere pressure, we can get the atmosphere pressure inside. So for an example, I tell, it's not properly, I tell example there is a 50 psi, okay. Now, so the efficiency of the pump is very high because of this pressure. Now it need to achieve more 50 psi. So that efficiency is very high. So this is why these type of barometric cells used to increase the pump's efficiency. That's why this is some of the pumps not working because the altitude, that means the height also, the land height also depend with this pump efficiency, okay. According to if the height is because of this height, the pressure also, atmosphere pressure also change with this height, the land height. So that's why they told, normally the people told this height, the pump located height also link or depend with this height also dependent with the efficiency of the pump. So now we can see that's injection process, okay. So there are some injection, single and multi-point injection, direct and indirect injection. What is mean? So I explain here. You can see. So here these type of injectors inject inside the chamber, cylinder chamber. So this is called direct. But these type of injection, the injectors inject the fuel into the manifold. This is head, then inject manifold, okay. So these two injectors are called indirect. But here that is direct. The another is so here there is a 4-cylinder. This inject in the manifold here. This is inject in the manifold. So there is a single injector used here for this 4-cylinder. So this type of injection called single point injection. But here there is a separate 4 injectors used for 4-cylinder. So this is called multi-point injection or multi-port fuel injection, okay. Here you can see this is just an introduction of the fuel tank and electrical pump. I already tell these things, and filter also I told. There is a ECU, you know, the electronically working vehicles. Now these modern vehicles are working mostly is controlled by the electronic control unit. that's called ECU. That's like a motherboard of our brain or human brain. So this is control everything. This is like this control everything. Just is intake the details and it's take the decisions of the actuators. So this that's called ECU, electronic control unit. So next we study about this command rail. What is command rail? Mostly this type of command rail used in the modern vehicle. What is command rail? The command rail vehicle before in the old vehicle normally use this is the fuel pump. Okay, this is the fuel pump. They are, you already see there is a separate 4 lines that is connect with the injector. There is a 4 separate line connect with the injector. Okay. So then these type of arrangement, for an example, like pump and 4 injector. This is tank. Okay, this is called accumulator. This is fuel filter. This is fuel pump. Okay. So what is the use of this accumulator? Normally in the old vehicle you can see before the fuel filter this is connect with the supply line, the accumulator. This is same as our water pump. Okay. When we off the ignition switch, okay, there is a pressure drop here. Okay, there is a pressure drop that fuels are going down, return down to the tank. So there is no fuel in the pipe. So when start the vehicle, it is hard to pull the fuel here because there is no pressure in the pipe, supply pipe. Okay, the fuels are when there is a cavity in the fuel supply pipe. So there is because of the low pressure, it's hard to pull the fuel from the fuel tank. Okay, so the work of this accumulator. So the work of the accumulator, when the ignition switch is off, this is maintain the fuel in the fuel tube, fuel supply pipe. Okay, so it's maintain the pressure. So it's maintain the pressure here until this pump. Okay, so when until we start the ignition switch. When start the ignition switch, there is a pressure here. So it's easy to pump the fuel from the fuel tank. This is same as the water pump. You know, when we start the water pump, we have to fill the water to the pump. Water pipe, we have to fill the water in the water pipe, then we fix the pipe with the water pump. Okay, because of the pressure. Okay, so there is same as here, but here in the modern vehicle there is no need of this accumulator because this type of diesel vehicle use the command rail. This is called the command rail. Okay, we can see here the fuel tank, the fuel filter. Okay, the fuel filters is come through this filter and go to high pressure pump. Here use the high pressure pump. So there is a command rail, this is a pipe, this connect with the command. That means before this is supply, this pump is supply the 4 lines for the 4 injectors. Now the main supply line, this is a pump. Pump supplies come to this common rail. Okay, this is a common rail, and this common rail supply 4 lines to injector. So this side there is a PCV. That's PC mean pressure control valve. So this PCV control the high pressure, control the pressure to this common rail, and this. So that's why the 4 supply pressures are same and with high pressure. There is any pressure lost. That's the function of this PCV. Okay. That is called the common rail because there is a common rail used to supply the 4 injectors over there. So you can see here, this supply is come to this pump and this fuel is come to this common rail. Now this is sorry. This will come here. This will come to this line and this. Okay, this is a return line. Sorry for that. This is supply line. The red line is the high pressure line. So when the fuel is come to this high pressure pump, and this high pressure supply the fuel to this common rail port. So there is a rail pressure center is measure the common rail pressure. Then we can see here it's all information are taken by the electronically. There is an accelerator pedal sensor. When we press the accelerator, this type of sensor measure the how much we press the accelerator pedal. That details. That engine crank speed sensor. Engine crank speed sensor. All are connect with the other sensors. All are connect with this ECU, engine control unit. Okay, then according to that details, that control unit decide the timing, everything, the supply, timing, everything decided by this control unit. Then it send the signal to everything, PCV, how much pressure need. The all are sent to this actuator like that PCV. Okay. So here also we can get the pressure and other measurements by sensor of the injector, and these details also come to this control unit. Okay. So this sample for one injector, those are the common rail is connect with this injector here. Okay. So this fuel is supplied like this. So this is the supply line for the port for the other injectors. Okay. So this type of model we don't need the accumulator because here we maintain the high pressure and high pressure pump. So these lines are always pressurized. Okay. So what is this? This yellow line is return line. So this is come to this supply line is the fuel filter, then the high pressure pump, and pump supply to common rail, and the common rail supply to injector. So then there is some remain fuel after injecting, then remains fuels come to return line here. Okay, and the pump fuel pressure pump return lines also come to like this, and here the common rail return line is also joined here. So all return line are come here. And it's go to again it's go to fuel filter, and it's come to this fuel tank. This is the working process of the common rail system. Okay, this is a common rail. So now we study about the electronic gasoline fuel injection system. This is the most advanced injection system. So this time we study here. Okay. So there is a fuel tank. Here also you normally use, this is not a common rail injection. So here the common rail is mostly is used for the diesel. injection. So this is a gasoline petrol engine. So this here use the fuel accumulator and electric fuel pump. This is supply the fuel. This pull the fuel. There is a fuel filter. Accumulator, I already told this accumulator what is the work of this accumulator. And here you can see the new things. Okay, this is the accelerator pedal. Okay, because of this accelerator pedal we can get the sensor values. So there are the three newer things. Okay, warm up regulator, auxiliary air device, and the thermal time switch. Okay, we study one by one. Here you can see there are two lines. Okay, this supply line is come to this fuel distributor and mixer control unit. So this is okay, this is working like the carburetor, because but not a carburetor, it's a petrol gasoline injection system. Here they use the injector instead of the carburetor. Okay, here the fuel is supplied here, and normally this is electronically controlled, and this send the fuel by this pressure distributor, and the fuel is sprayed to this manifold by this injector. Okay, so here there is a pressure regulator inside of this, because this pressure regulator is used when the high pressure the line is very closed, there is no open. If any high pressure, sometimes this fuel distributor may damage. So that time this pressure regulator controls the pressure, and the extra if it is achieved by because this the remain fuel is sent to this return line, so it leads to decrease the pressure level. Okay, so the fuel is supplied like this, the extra fuel is controlled the extra fuel and is send the extra fuel to this return line. Okay, so this warm up regulator also there is another line. You can see this is like a choke. There's a two injector. When the cold start injector, when the cold time, you know, because that the carburetor we use the choke. Here there's a cold start injector, so there is a separate line. This is the normal condition, this is for the cold time. The cold time there is extra fuel, this injector also working. Moreover, this injector also give the extra fuel to start, because in this cold time we need a rich fuel mixture. Okay, so this warm up regulator is a secondary regulator. This is a primary, this is a secondary regulator. This is connect with this cold start line. Okay, this is control the normal pressure line. This is the control the pressure of the cold start line. Okay, so the pressure is when we reduce the pressure, the extra fuel is come to here. Okay, according to that technology, this fuel level can change. I explain clearly because a separate figure. Okay, this is come to return this line. Okay, I explain clearly how this warm up regulator is working. Here you can see this is a warm up regulator. This is the line from the cold start distributor. Okay, cold start distributor. This is the return line to the tank. Okay, there's a diaphragm used here. Okay, there's a diaphragm used here. Okay, So you can see there is a biometal spring here and electrical heating. When this is electrically heated, what will happen? There is a metal here. This metal bent like this. The normal condition, this is touch with this spring set, okay? Start with the valve spring set, but when this heating, this is bent like this, okay? Bend or twist like this. So because of that, this diagram come like this, okay? Sorry, I explain, okay. The normal condition is this, okay. This is the normal condition, okay. Okay, here how we can, when we can get the high pressure, because this is linked with the cold start injector, okay. When the cold, we need, this line is working with high pressure, okay. The hold is high, okay. We have to give them much pressure to send rich fuel, okay. So this is the normal condition. When the temperature condition is normally come like this, when this pressure is increased, this electrically controlled, so this biometal is heating by this electronically this is heating. So this type of biometal move like this, bend like this, okay, bend like this, then is touch with here, touch with this valve. Here is the return spring, this is the return spring. So this is a normal condition. When cold temperature, high pressure time, this will come downwards. So diaphragm also bend like this. So there is a gap here. So the fuels come through like this and go to fuel tank. Here that line is closed. After this biometal achieved is started position by this return spring. So this is the actual construction inside the warm-up regulator. Okay. Then we study about the thermotime switch. Okay. What is this? This thermotime switch is connect with this cylinder chamber, and it can measure the temperature of the cylinder. Okay. So this thermotime switch is measured. It's normally closed. I explained clearly separately. So it sends a signal to this cold start injector. So this temperature is low. That time the cold time, this temperature is low at a particular level. This thermotime switch send a signal to injector. That time injector start to work. This LiPo sensor start to work. Okay. So now we can study how this thermotime switch is worked. Okay. In the normal condition, this thermotime switch is touch here. Okay. This switching contact, this is the same as this warm-up regulator technology. This is a biometal and a heating filament spring. Now normal in the cold temperature, this is the line is connect here. Okay, this is touch with here. So that time it send the signal to cold start injector. When this temperature is high, what will happen? This is move like this. Okay. That times in this connection, this is not open or not touch. There's a cap. So the temperature is raised. This is start to move like this. Okay. So that time no touch or no connection with this switching contact. So that time automatically the injector, the cold start injector stop its spray or its function. So this is the auxiliary air valve, you can see here. Here also, why it is loose? First we start why it used for here. Okay, this is the thing. Auxiliary air valve is the bypass line for the air, because the airflow is come to like this here. You can see here this is the ideal line, okay. There is a small part when this engine is working ideal condition, this throttle body is fully closed. That time there is a small path here. Now this screw is tightening, small path, then air is come to through this ideal path. Okay, there is a bypass line, ideal line. So we can adjust this ideal screw. According to that we can change the airflow. Okay. So moreover there is a bypass line, air line here. This is followed after this throttle body. That is called auxiliary air valve. Okay. Because according to this cold start injector, we need a fuel mixer for petrol engines. So here only achieved by the extra fuel. Okay, we need some amount of extra air also. So that amount of air supplied by this bypass auxiliary valve, and we can see how this auxiliary valve is working. Auxiliary valve is like this. Actually, this also same as, because of this biometal. Okay, there is a biometal. Electrical heating, because of the heating, this metal close the path. This is the path. This is can close, fully close. That time there is no cold working. When the cold starting, this biometal start to move like this. So this this passage is gradually open. Okay. So this is all. I used to tell everything: the fuel injector, ideal screw, thermo set. So now we study about that in the injectors. This is the cutoff model of the injectors, how it's working. Okay. The fuel is come to like this. Okay, this is supply fuel is come to like this and come here. So here is the nozzle is touched with this area, though there is no cap. So this injector is filled with this area. Okay, this come and fill with these areas. Okay, this fuel is. So some amount of fuel also come to like this. There is a way. Okay, the fuel here also fuel fill with like this. Okay. After fill this area, this there is a here there is a space. Okay. Here we can absorb a high pressure because of this. The fill of this fuel. There is a pressure we can observe here. Okay, we can observe a pressure here. Okay, these areas. So that the pressure give a force to like this word. Okay. So this pressure pin and nozzle spring tend to move like this, but therefore that force is not enough to move. Okay. So that when ignition timing, what will happen? This is also the electromagnetic coil. These both are. Okay. When this electromagnetic coil energizes according to the timing, what will happen? This is attract the pilot needle. So this pilot needle also move to upwards. So that time this pilot needle moves like this. So there is a gap here. So the fuel fill here is go to this return line, and extra fuel go to this return line. Okay. So at the same time, this also move, this pilot needle is moved upwards. So that time some amount of force also, pressure also applied by this pressure pin, because this moves like this. There is a cavity here. So there is a pressure, extra pressure. Already we get a pressure from this fuel here. So we can get an extra pressure by moving this pilot needle. So that time this nozzle, this part also move, this nozzle part also move like this. When this move to this word, this nozzles also move upwards. So we can get a small hole like this. So that fuel which is filled this passage spray through this small space. Okay. So at the same time, when this energized, this fuel fill in this area is spray like this. So that the extra fuel which is filled before here, that's going through this line and go to fuel tank. Then there is a return spring after this injection, and the return springlet its starting position. So then this pilot needles come to this starting position. That nozzle spring also arrive its earlier position. Then this path is fully closed. So this is the explanation of the this is the electronic injection system, and you can see the some of the discussions here. Okay, I hope I clearly explained the whole things. You can search this internet or any books, and you have to complete these discussions. So now let's see the practical. Okay, see we can how we can handle these things with our apparatus. Okay, let's start with the apparatus. So you can see here, this is the carburetor for the petrol engines. Okay, here you can see this is the reserve tank. Okay, so then the intake fuel is, this is a supply line, and fuel come to like this, and here there is a floater. So according to this floater, okay, this supply is come to this reserve line. So here also you can see there is a throttle valve. Okay, this is the accelerator. If you think this is the accelerator, there is a throttle valve. According to this acceleration, this throttle is open and closed. Okay, so there is a adjustment screw. We can adjust this throttle valve by adjusting this screw. Okay, so here you can see this type of carburetor have two passages. That means here also they have two passage air lines, and there are two throttle valves. Okay, there are two throttle valves. You can see here this type of area is reduced by this venturi. So for this hitting the less pressure, here you can see a small fuel line. Okay, the fuel is supplied here, okay, in this Venturi area, okay. So this fuel is come to this. When we open this throttle, according to this, the air mixer is intake into this manifold, okay. So there is a here there is a setting. This is this ISMS is related to this choke. So there is any other line here. This line is after this throttle valve is line is connected to this manifold. This is related to this ideal supply, okay. So this is the diesel engine. So we can see the command rail system here. So this there is a two lines. One is return fuel line and one is supply line. So this supply line, here you can see the supply line come to this filter. This is the fuel filter. Then this line is come to this pump. This area is the injection pump. This is the injection pump, and that's from this injection pump. This is a supply to this command rail. So you can see there is like a shaft here. This is the command rail, okay. So this the fuel supply is supplied by this fuel pump. So here there is a command rail. From this command rail you can see there are this is a steel line. There is a 4 high pressure line. You can see one line here. This is one here. These lines are connected here. So here this is the injector, okay. There are 4 injectors. This is the sensor of injector. There's the lines from command rail connect with this injector. You can see here. So injector. So this is the line from the command rail, and because of this because this is used for not the leather pipe, this is the steel. Because of the high pressure that's get from the pump. So this is the command rail diesel injection system.